Guys, a while back, I got to handle the Benchmade Crooked River, and I really liked the design. I liked a lot of things about the knife, but I can honestly say I couldn't recommend it because it was too expensive. Well, Jared sent me a knife that is a very good option. We're going to look at the Valhalla Pterosaur. All right, guys, if you remember a while back, Jared sent me this knife that came in. It's the Valhalla Pterosaur, and I really dig it because it's a really good overall design. It definitely reminds me of a knife that Benchmade makes called the Crooked River, like I said in the intro. It's very, very similar, and I dig it a lot. Now, I had never heard of Valhalla knives. They're not that expensive. I will put a link to this knife down below. I know it's in limited quantities, but I fully expect them to restock. So let's get this out of the way and start getting into the boring stuff, the specs and all that stuff. So we'll do some size comparison and all that. Now, I will say I really do like this knife. I was kind of surprised at first when it came in. It did not hold its edge like I had expected. So let's go ahead and pull up these specs because it's kind of hard to find much about it. So there's not a lot of spec stuff on this. So you're looking at 9.2 inches overall length. 6.8 ounces. It is a little heavy. We'll talk about that in a minute. Blade length of 3.9 inches. Now this is listed as brown linen micarta. They also have a black version, and it's in D2 steel. It's a liner lock. So let's go ahead and get some knives out for size comparison. Your first knife is going to be the Spyderco PM2. You can see this is a fairly large knife. It doesn't carry real large. So I do these size references so that you can have a visual representation. I can tell you it's 9.2 inches all day, but now you have something that you may have seen to reference it. So let's get our next knife out. The Benchmade Osborne 940, probably one of the best known knives in the knife industry. You can see good bit bigger. And then as always, the final knife is the legendary Chris Reeve large Sebenza. You can see good bit of size difference on that. So let's get this out of the way and take a good close look at this knife because it's pretty good. This thing is a really good budget knife. Now it's coming in on Amazon right now at a price point of, hang on a second, I had it here, $32. So you're getting a lot for $32. It's a D2 blade that is done in a kind of a clip point fashion. It's done really attractively. It's ground really well. I was pretty surprised at how well it was ground for a $32 knife. You've got a steel bolster and liner that this steel has been finished beautifully. I like that gunmetal finish on that. It is done with T8, T6 hardware. It's a liner lock, like I said, and it's nicely balanced. Even though it's heavy, it's got that balance right there. In hand, really, really nice. I did a good bit of cutting with this when I first got it, and I found that the edge did not hold up. So I resharpened this just to see, you know, is it a burnt edge or something like that? That seemed to be the issue. It resolved everything. The edge has held up great, and it is sticky, sticky sharp. This is some really good D2 steel. Nice finish on this. It's done with a satin grind on the swedge and the blade, and then a stone wash on the handle. Action on it, really, really good. For a cheaper knife, it's got some really good action, and it is locked up tight. There is no blade play in that. Deep carry pocket clip that is not reversible, but it is really comfortable in hand. So you can see, nice deep carry pocket clip on that. You do have a lanyard hole if that's something you're into. The liners are fairly robust liners. In hand, does a really good job cutting, and the jimping that's on it is some aggressive jimping, but it's not too soft. It has not been softened in the finishing process like a lot of other knives are. You can see they left it nice and sharp, but it's not too aggressive. Like, you just know it's there. As far as deployment, you can reverse flick off of that fuller that they've got on the blade, and it's got a nice drop into the cut feel in hand. The handles are nice and thick, and they've been contoured so that you don't really have any hot spots. There's no hot spots to speak of on this knife. And like I said, pretty much drop shut action on this for a budget knife. It is running on bearings. And I was pretty surprised at how much I like this. There's not much of a transition here, but it did a good job for the stuff I was going. Now, the things that I've got to say about it that are really good, there's some negative stuff. Just like with everything we do, there's some negative stuff with this. So let's go ahead and we're going to turn this around. We're going to do flip side of the story, flip side of the knife on a really good budget knife. So I'm not tearing this knife apart. It is a budget knife. There are going to be some things that are wrong with it. So this at $32 is really good, but you can see right here, the first thing was that the edge, I did have to resharpen it immediately. I cut like one cardboard box and it did not stay sharp. I've stropped it. You can see there's still a little bit of strop compound on there, but the grind here on the heel, really, really bad. I would probably, if this was my knife, I'd probably put this on a Dremel or go out to my knife grinder and just take out that material in there just to get rid of that, because you're not going to really be able to get that sharp. You couldn't even really, you can see, couldn't really get it all the way on my stones. There's still some edge grind and you're slamming into that plunge. So that's the first thing. Second thing, I like the access to the lock bar, but I don't like the lock bar standing up proud of the scales like that. I'm never a fan of that. There's other ways to do it. There's just, you could have done so many other things, because it's not a hot spot, but it definitely is. You can definitely feel it. If it was sharper, it would definitely be problematic. Next thing, this thing is heavy and it could have been a lot lighter if they'd just done some weight reduction inside the liners. Really, you could have gotten a lot of weight reduction on this. And then pretty much one of the final things, I don't like surface mounted pocket clips in the first place, right? I don't like surface mounted pocket clips. You can see that this pocket clip moves, right? Even though it's tight. Had they milled that out, that pocket clip would not move. And then the other thing with that is this definitely gives you a pinch point. There's been a lot of times where this did not go all the way in my pocket. These needed to be recessed screws or flat head screws instead of these domed screws. Definitely poses a problem. Had they done some milling to lock this in, I think this would have set further. If they had a higher profile on the curve of that pocket clip, it would have been better. That definitely is distracting. And then I don't like lanyard holes. They could have easily done a post. It is a $32 knife, so I'm not going to complain too heavily about that, but still kind of problematic. Overall, I dig it. I like the black hardware and everything, but you know, just giving you what I would say, is it a yup or a nope? Oh, I didn't break them out, but it is definitely, there they are. It's a yup all day, twice on Sunday for $32. You can't go wrong. Micarta and DT. It's a very good knife at that price point. So let's turn this around, do some final thoughts, and send you out about your day, guys. Yeah, guys, there you go. Like I said, I would never recommend purchasing a Benchmade at this point. They are just too expensive, but this is a really similar knife to that. And I like a lot of it. Now, after the sharpening, it absolutely has held its edge and it stayed very sharp. So absolutely love this thing. Guys, that's it on this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Not what I was planning on filming today because it's raining. I was going to film a video about a sword cane, but yay, you know what? We do what we do. Guys, make sure you drop a like, share, subscribe, all those things for videos. Check out the affiliate links down below. It's self-sponsorship. It's how I do what I do here, is you guys purchasing things with those links. Especially take that Amazon store, pin it to your browser, use it for all of your Amazon shopping. I have two of them down there that have discounts built into them. Coffee Brand Coffee and Temper Trail. It's 10% off your order just simply by clicking on that link. I also have a coupon code of crazysharp that works at Fair & Forge Knife Works, KATSU Knives, Rosecraft Blades. It also works at Otter Arms for pistol stands and Otter EDC for those fidget spinners that my buddy started making. They're awesome. It's Crazy Sharp, all one word. I also have a membership where I do exclusive content for the members. You get early access to every video the second it goes up, and I'm starting to set up for doing giveaways for the top tier members. There's a public Discord down below. It says join the community. You can go there if you want to hit me up about a knife you might want to get on the channel. We can discuss it there. It is on Gilded. It's not absolutely a Discord server. So guys, that's it on this one. I love you all. Keep it clean in the comments section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And I'll see you in the next video.